Day 1. You are running full speed, barefoot through jungle you do not recognize, branches whipping across your face, ferns slashing at your legs, and behind you, something massive is crashing through the trees like they are made of paper. You do not know where you are, you do not know how you got here. All you know is the ground is shaking with every step that thing takes, and it is getting closer. You cut left, hard. Your foot catches a root, and you slam into the dirt so fast the air leaves your lungs. For 1 second, you just lie there, face in the mud, listening. The crashing stops, the shaking stops. Whatever was behind you has lost the trail, or it is standing still, waiting. You do not move. You barely breathe. 30 seconds pass, a minute, then the sound moves away, slowly, like it lost interest. You let out one long breath into the dirt and roll over onto your back. And that is when the world actually hits you. The heat is unreal, not summer heat, not left the car in the sun heat. This is the kind of heat that presses into your body like a physical weight. The air is so thick and humid it feels like breathing through a wet towel. You do not know it yet, but the world you just woke up in runs about 8 degrees hotter than anything you have ever experienced. There are no ice caps anywhere on this planet. The poles are covered in forests. The sea levels are so high that entire sections of what will someday be North America are sitting underwater, and the air is thick with humidity your lungs were never designed to handle. You sit up and look around, jungle in every direction, but nothing about it looks right. The trees are enormous, taller and thicker than anything you have ever seen. The ground is covered in ferns and strange low-growing plants. No grass. Grass will not exist for millions of years. No flowers on most of the trees. The world smells like wet soil and something faintly metallic, something your brain cannot place. And somewhere out there, the thing that was just chasing you is still walking around. You are not at the top of the food chain here. You are not even close, but the predators are not even the real problem. You just do not know that yet. Day 2. Thirst hits before hunger. Your throat is raw. Your lips are cracking. The humidity tricks you into thinking there is moisture everywhere, but your body is dehydrating faster than you realize. You find a stream, clear water running over dark rocks. It looks perfect. You drop to your knees and drink, and honestly, it tastes fine. A little mineral, a little strange, but your body does not care. You drink until your stomach hurts. 3 hours later, you understand the mistake. Your gut twists so violently you cannot stand. You collapse into the ferns and start vomiting. Then it gets worse. Your muscles feel like they are dissolving. Your vision blurs. Cold sweat runs down your back even though the air is 95 degrees. The water is full of microorganisms your immune system has never encountered. Not in your lifetime, not in your parents' lifetime, not in 66 million years of human evolution. Your body has zero defense against any of it. You are being attacked by bacteria that went extinct before the first primate ever opened its eyes. And while you lie there shaking in the dirt, something else becomes obvious. Finding food is going to be even harder. Because here is the problem nobody thinks about. Almost everything you have ever eaten in your life, apples, wheat, rice, almonds, berries, comes from flowering plants. And in the late Cretaceous, flowering plants are still rare. They are just starting to show up. Most of what surrounds you is ancient conifers, cycads, and ferns. You do not know which ones are safe. You do not know which ones are toxic. And experimenting in a world with no hospitals is a coin flip, where one side is dinner and the other side is organ failure. You eat nothing on day 2. Day 3. Hunger starts changing the way your brain works. Simple thoughts take longer. Your hands shake when you try to grip a branch. You are weaker now. And weakness in this world is something predators can smell. You are moving through a clearing when the bushes ahead of you start shaking. Something steps out, small, maybe the size of a large dog, 2 legs, feathers covering its body, and a curved claw on each foot that looks like it was designed by someone who hated everything alive. It stares at you. It does not blink. This is a dromaeosaur. You would call it a raptor. And the thing about raptors that the movies got mostly right is this: they are smart, disturbingly smart. They coordinate, they test, they watch you for a reaction before they decide what you are. You freeze, it tilts its head. Then another one steps out from behind a tree to your right. They are not hunting you yet. They are deciding if you are worth hunting. You back away slowly. You do not run because running triggers the chase instinct in almost every predator that has ever lived. You keep your eyes forward. You keep moving until the trees swallow you again. Your hands are shaking, but not from hunger anymore. And the terrifying part is, those were the small ones. Those were the size of dogs. Some of the raptors living in this era, Dakota raptor for instance, stand taller than you. 6 feet at the hip, 18 feet long, with 9-inch claws and the coordination of a wolf pack. But even they are not the thing you should be most afraid of. Day 4. You smell it before you see it. Something rotten, something massive and dead, partially eaten, attracting insects by the thousands. You follow the stench because dead animals mean one thing. Whatever killed it might have left something behind. You find the carcass in a gap between the trees. It is a hadrosaur, a duck-billed herbivore the size of a bus. Half of it is gone. The bite marks on what is left are enormous. Each one is wider than your hand. You crouch behind a fallen log and wait. Nothing moves. You creep closer, then the ground shakes. Not a vibration, a tremor, the kind of shaking that makes you grab whatever is next to you because your balance just disappeared. A Tyrannosaurus Rex steps into the clearing like it owns the air itself. 12,000 pounds, 40 feet long, a skull wider than your shoulders, and a bite force strong enough to crush solid bone the way you crush a cracker. This animal does not chase you down like a movie monster. It does not need to. It can cover 25 feet in a single stride. You cannot outrun it. You cannot outfight it. Your entire survival strategy is to not exist in its awareness. You press yourself into the mud behind the log. You stop breathing. Your heart is slamming against your ribs so hard you are certain this thing can hear it. Its head swings slowly across the clearing, nostrils pulling in air. It is not looking for you specifically, but if it finds you, the encounter lasts about 2 seconds. Something crashes through the trees on the far side of the clearing. The T-Rex snaps its head toward the noise and charges, each footstep hitting the ground like a car being dropped from a crane. You do not move for 10 minutes after it is gone. Day 5. Night is the worst part. During the day, you can see threats coming. You can move, you can react. At night, you are blind, slow, and loud in a world full of things that are none of those. You climb a tree, the bark tears into your hands, reopening cuts you got on the first day. Your palms are swollen now, hot to the touch. Infection is already setting in, and in a world 66 million years before antibiotics, infection does not get better. It gets worse until it kills you or you lose the limb. From the top of the tree, you look out across the canopy. The jungle stretches in every direction. No lights, no roads, no smoke from a village somewhere past the hills. Just green, endless green, and the sounds of a world that has no idea what a human being is. Below you, movement, multiple sets of footsteps, coordinated, circling the base of your tree. You cannot see them clearly in the dark, but you can hear the clicking of claws on roots. Pack hunters moving together, communicating with low sounds you have never heard before, testing whether the thing in the tree is worth waiting for. You grip the branch so hard your knuckles turn white and you do not sleep, not for a single second. Day 6. By now, your body is breaking down. The infected cuts on your hands have spread. Red lines are crawling up your forearms. You have eaten almost nothing in 6 days. The dehydration is constant. Your thinking is foggy, slow, unreliable. You reach a river and follow it toward what you think might be a coast, because maybe somehow you can find a better situation near water. And then you see the river open into something massive. A warm, shallow inland sea that stretches to the horizon. For a second, it looks like safety, calm water, gentle waves, warm breeze. Then something breaks the surface about 50 yards out, a dorsal ridge, then a tail, then a head with jaws lined with teeth the size of bananas. Mosasaurus, 40 to 50 feet of pure aquatic predator. The ocean here is not your escape route. It is a different menu with you still on it. You back away from the water, and it hits you. There is nowhere safe. Not the jungle, not the rivers, not the coast, not the ocean. Every direction you turn, you are food. Every system your body relies on, immune response, diet, temperature regulation, is failing because none of it was built for this place. You were designed for a world that will not exist for another 66 million years. Day 7. The morning is quiet, strangely quiet. The insects sound softer. The birds, because yes, some dinosaurs here are already birds, have stopped calling. The whole jungle feels like it is holding its breath. You do not know why yet, but the animals do. They have been acting differently for days now. Herds moving in unusual patterns, predators hunting at odd hours. Something in the ecosystem is shifting and every living thing can feel it except you. Then it happens. A light appears at the edge of the sky. Not the sun, a second light, brighter than anything you have ever seen. It turns the entire horizon white. For 1 second, your brain does not understand what it is looking at. Then the heat arrives. A rock nearly 10 kilometers wide has just hit the Earth at over 40,000 miles per hour. It struck the shallow sea off what will someday be Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula with the force of over 1 billion nuclear weapons combined. The impact vaporized hundreds of cubic miles of rock instantly. Within minutes, superheated debris is launched into the upper atmosphere and begins raining back down across the entire planet. Within hours, the sky itself catches fire. Re-entering ejecta heats the atmosphere so intensely that forests on every continent begin to burn. Within days, a blanket of dust and sulfur blocks out the sun. Within months, surface temperatures collapse. Photosynthesis shuts down. Food chains disintegrate from the bottom up. 3 out of every 4 species on Earth will be gone. Every non-avian dinosaur, every pterosaur, every mosasaur erased. An entire world, 165 million years of evolution, ended in a geological heartbeat, and there is nowhere on this planet you can hide from it. Not a cave, not a mountain, not an ocean. This extinction does not select for strength or speed or intelligence. It selects for luck, size, and the ability to survive on almost nothing in total darkness. You are a 150-pound tropical primate with no fur, no claws, no venom, and a body temperature that drops if you miss 2 meals. You were never going to make it. And that is the real answer to the question, could you survive 7 days in the dinosaur era? Technically, maybe. If you found shelter, if you avoided every predator, if you solved the water problem, the food problem, the infection problem, the temperature problem. But even if you did all of that perfectly, even if you were the luckiest human being who ever lived, you still would have landed here at the worst possible moment in 4.5 billion years of Earth's history. The countdown was already running before you arrived. So the next time you look up at the sky and it looks peaceful, just remember, 66 million years ago, something looked up at that same sky and saw it turn white, and everything that world had built disappeared in a single afternoon. What era would you want to try surviving? Drop it below.